What's going on, everyone? Superstar Steve here again for another episode of One Take Live. Today we are in the video realm. I've got a YouTube video for you today rather than a podcast. If you haven't heard all the news, I've started a podcast. It's going quite well, I believe. I think I have about 8 episodes, maybe 9 episodes up on the podcast now. I've decided to keep the podcast solely for wrestling purposes at the moment, and trying to really be specific on that, whereas YouTube is more of the anything goes, whatever takes my fancy. If I feel interested in this, I'm going to talk about it. I'll put some gameplay to it. You'll never know how it'll turn out. So today we're on YouTube, but we're still talking about wrestling. Haven't uploaded for a week. It's been a big week. We've had WrestleMania, we've had Monday after WrestleMania Raw, and we've had Tuesday after WrestleMania SmackDown. I've done a WrestleMania preview and WrestleMania review. NXT TakeOver we had as well. And I've done a weekly Raw and SmackDown review. So if you haven't heard any of that, get over to the podcast. You can find it by searching One Take Live on any of your podcast apps. It should turn up. Or if you really want to go see it, you can go to SoundCloud and check me out, One Take Live. Or, this is big development, just recently happened. It's still under development, I should point out. It's not entirely finished, but we are well on our way to releasing a website. And you'll find the website is called onetakelive.xyz, or Z if you're in America. And basically what the website's going to be like, it's going to support all the, or most of the, multimedia type items that I put out, whether that be a podcast or whether that be a YouTube video or whether that be a blog. I'm going to try and bring everything back to that website as sort of the home base for everything. That way, if you're unsure about what's been posted or if you've missed something, you can go back and check that webpage and find out exactly what's been posted. It'll be in chronological order from the date it was posted. I'll try and include as much as possible in there. Some things might overlap. I might do a podcast on one thing and a YouTube video on the exact same thing, so I may not put both products up. But yeah, I guess the idea of the website is to build the brand and create a brand platform where everything comes back into one entity, and by reaching out in all sorts of different forms of media communication, I can hope to expand the audience, but I'll still always have that there as the, I guess, the home base. So moving on, as you can see, we've got some Battlefield 1 in the background here. Not sure about how the gameplay was. I think it might have been good from memory. It was a little while ago I recorded it. But yeah, with all the development that's been happening recently, haven't quite had the time to keep YouTube updated, so here's hoping that I get everything sorted and everything's back to normal pretty soon. So the topic of conversation today, as I stated earlier, was WWE, and if you're not sure about what's happening in WWE, go back and check the podcasts. But post-WrestleMania now, and we have a talent, what was it called? A Superstar Shakeup? I think that's what Vince called it on Raw this week. And basically next week on both Raw and SmackDown, we're going to have superstars trading places from show to show, mixing up the talent and the rosters so that we can get new matchups, new storylines, new developments. Everything's brand new and fresh and exciting. So I guess today's conversation was really based about what I think is going to happen in those, in that shake-up or two that they're going to do, how they're going to plan it, and who's going to be involved, really. So I think you're either going to see either Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, one or the other, or both, go to SmackDown, and I think you're going to see AJ Styles come to Raw. And I think you're going to see possibly Orton or Wyatt come to Raw as well. Possibly. I'm not 100% sure on that, since they've got that four-person feud going with the Wyatt family at the moment. I think AJ will definitely go to Raw. I think SmackDown needs 2 more baby faces on it because John Cena's leaving. Nakamura returned this week, so he could be one of those baby faces, but I think you've got to put Seth or Roman there. Ooh, nice little headshot on that sniper rifle I just did there. Seth or Roman, I think, is coming over. I think it would be better if Roman came over because it would get him away from the A program and really give him somewhere where the audience possibly won't boo him as much as what a Monday Night Raw crowd would do. But in saying that, he's still going to get booed, I believe. He's still not a babyface, even though they want him to. He's still giving off that heel-type persona and not connecting with the fans. And until they fix that, he's going to get booed. So possibly they could change things around on SmackDown. They got different writing team over there, different style over there. It could possibly work, but you've got to put him up against the babyface. Which babyface can you put him up against? Well, you've really only got two, don't you? You've got Seth, who's probably not going to cut it, or Nakamura, who's fresh meat. And if Nakamura has a schedule with The Miz, which is the way it seems to be going at the moment, when it comes off that in a couple of months, it would be prime for Roman to go full heel against a strong baby like Nakamura. Who else do I think is going to change spots? I think Alexa Bliss probably has to change. She has to go to Raw, being the dominant heel on SmackDown. And who would you put on to SmackDown from Raw? I tend to think you've got Charlotte, Nia Jax there. I think Nia's probably going to stay where she is for the moment. Although I could see her coming across as well. Charlotte, I think, has run out of people to fight against on Raw. There's a lot of heels, I should say, on Raw, whereas SmackDown have a few more baby faces that she hasn't quite worked with yet. So I'd probably say Charlotte's coming over to Raw. Who else have you got? You've got the new NXT guys that landed on the shows this week. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think Kaz and Enzo are probably going to come to SmackDown. Who else would go from SmackDown to Raw then? Because, I mean, the Usos could, but I like what they're doing. They're a really good, strong team, but they don't have the titles. So they could possibly go to Raw in replacement of Enzo and Cass. Although you've got Sheamus and Cesaro, I think maybe if you split those two up and bring them both over to SmackDown, that could be really good for the show. But I don't know. May not happen. Announcers? Do you think announcers will get split up? I'm not sure. Corey Graves, he's got to call the Shinsuke matches. He's the only one that does the Kinshasa type call when Shinsuke does his finishing move. And who do you put onto Raw? JBL? JBL's got to be swapping with Corey, straight swap if they do swap commentators. But yes, that's probably about it. Maybe you've got to have someone from the sort of the middle of the card trade places, don't you? Miz, I think, is going to stay on SmackDown. He's a good heel over there. Do you put Ty Dillinger across? Do you swap places and put him on Raw? I don't know. He just debuted on SmackDown. He doesn't really have an opponent at the moment, though. So, not sure what they're going to do with him. What do you guys think? I don't know. Reach out to me. Find me on Twitter, SuperstarSteve1. Or leave a comment under the video. I'm not sure. So, big news in that. Just going back and covering what happened on Raw and SmackDown this week. We had the Revival come up on Raw. So, I don't think the Revival will change places. I think they're going to stay there. Shinsuke and Ty Dillinger came on SmackDown. I don't think they're going to leave. You've got Kurt Angle as the new GM. I love Kurt Angle. I hope he comes back and wrestles. I hope this is like a year-long thing where they're slowly going to build him to be in sort of a feud with one of the talent on he's on Raw, and eventually push him into a match at next year's WrestleMania. Because he can still go. He's still got great talent in the ring. He's only wrestling with TNA a little while ago. So I believe he can still go. Kurt Angle, AJ Styles would be amazing, although we've seen it in TNA, but it would still be excellent. Yeah, not sure, but I'm sure they're going to come up with something good because they wouldn't waste him if he could go. And that'd be good to have I think he'd probably be the first current wrestler that's a Hall of Famer. So that could be interesting if they go down that path. Where do we go from here, guys? I don't know. Clicked over the 10-minute mark with the video. That's pretty good. Maybe I should hang it up there and let you watch the rest of this gameplay. I don't think there's much left. Maybe a couple of minutes left in the gameplay. But yeah, I'm aiming to get a YouTube video out every week on a different topic. I'm aiming to do 2 podcasts every week. I find podcasts really interesting. I can just talk and talk and talk for days. I don't need to have gameplay there. And it's a little easier to produce too. With the website that's coming, updating everything, keeping on top of everything and maintaining it, that could be a little bit more time consuming. So we'll see how it all goes. And yeah, there you go, guys. You can see I've got a victory on the screen now. Must have had a decent gameplay. I've got a victory. We'll check out my score here in a sec. What is it going to be? What did I get? 15-6. We dominate these guys. I think I just got the sniper rifle out most of the time, didn't I? Didn't I? Here we go. This will tell us. Surely I've gone into it. Scroll across, scroll across, scroll across. Nope, not on the front page. Not on the front page. Personal. Come on. Kills 8. That's not very good at all. 8-9. That was terrible. Sorry, guys. Got your hopes up. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye.